Okay, good evening, professor and colleagues. Today we are going to talk about the advantages and limitations for educational theories for language learning. I'm going to start with the behaviorist theory. Some of the advantages are: it's effective for beginners and early language learners to build basic habits. 2. It's really useful in teaching pronunciation, grammar patterns, and simple vocabulary. 3. It can be applied in classroom management and behavior modification. And the last is works well with young learners through rewards and feedback. Some limitations of this theory are: overemphasis on imitation may restrict spontaneous communication. The other one is excessive focus on avoiding mistakes may cause anxiety and reduce risk-taking. Does not address higher level skill like critical thinking, pragmatism, or intercultural competence. And the last one is lacks focus on meaningful and communicative competence. Thank you.
The social cultural theory, the Lev-Vygotsky advantage and limitation. Advantage. It is shown that the learning is social cultural, which means students can learn better through the interaction and collaboration. Help the teachers identify that the student is ready to learn next and how much help it needs make teaching more effective. Higher that language-born learning tool goal encouraged to think about the problem with the language. Show that learning is the richer when they connect to real life, the cultural needs, when the resource and the limitation. It's overlook individual the different science, not all students, the benefits, the social interaction, the cultural tool. It can be hard for the teacher to measure exactly where the student CDP or all the provide the level of help. If too much help give to the students made the learning effectively might become independent. In the multiple classroom, it can be the challenge to support every student language development equally. It can be difficult to teach when the students come from the very different cultural background when they resort at. The limits come the mostly from fact the applied idea can be complex that it requires guided teachers, time, the sensibility, individual, and cultural difference. Thank you.
Advantages of Piaget's theory. Piaget's stages provide a structured way to understand how children's thinking evolves, offering education and parents a guide to appropriate expectations and supports. We have other advantages. It's practical application in education. The theory informs teaching practices, allow educators to tailor their approach to match children's cognitive abilities at different ages. Influencing of child psychology, Piaget's work significantly shaped the field of child psychology, establishing the study of cognitive development influencing modern approaches to education. Focus on constructivism, the theory emphasizes that children actively controls our knowledge. Limitation of Piaget theory, it have some critics argue that development is more continuous and less stage like than Piaget proposed. And that stage may overlap or occur at different ages than he suggested. And overstimulations, of adolescents' abilities, Piaget theory may overestimate that resonates abilities for adolescents, especially in the formal operation stage.
Let's continue with the advantages of Brunner's interactionist theory. The first advantage is that it emphasizes the role of social interaction, highlights how caregivers are social environments support language development, introduces the concept of language acquisition support system, an external support provided by adults and complements a child's internal language acquisition device. Bridge nature and nurture. It recognizes both biological disposition and the importance of experience, providing a more holistic view than either nativist or behaviorist theories alone. It supports real-world observations based on studies of parents-child interaction, particularly the use of scaffolding, joint attention, and turn-taking, which are observable in natural language development. And the last is advantage is that educational relevance. Informs early childhood education, promoting interactive learning environments that encourage communication through guided participations. Some of the limitations of Barnett's interested theories are that is less emphasized on innate mechanism. While it asserts the presence of innate abilities, Bernard does not fully explain the biological basis of language acquisition. For example, grammar or learning. It's back on how language rules are acquired. Doesn't clearly outline how children internalize complex grammatical structures, something nativist theories address more directly. May underestimate cognitive development. Bernard's theory focused more on interaction than on cognitive maturation, unlike others like Piaget, which also plays a crucial role in language development. Limited empirical support compared to other theories. Although observationally supported, it lacks the empirical rigor of or formal modeling found in Chomsky's or connectionist theories.
Okay, in Chomsky's theory of universal grammar, there are some advantages. It explains why children learn a language so rapidly and effectively. Also, it offers a universal framework to understand all human language. And moreover, highlights the biological basics of language supported by studies of neurolinguistics and cognitive science. And about the limitations, it's difficult to empirically test the existence of universal grammar and does not fully account for the role of social interaction and culture in language learning. And also, critics argue that language development is more flexible and influenced by environmental input that the theory allows. Thanks.
Thanks to everyone to your attention.